Hello everybody, this is Vivi Forney, Senior Interactive Marketing Manager on the Web Production team, reporting to Eric Stahl. And I have put this video together today to talk about a working prototype that I've created that addresses our view demo forms. And essentially what I have been thinking about and been discussing with a few folks is how we've been focused on looking for different ways to increase our lead flow, to increase form completes, and to do some new and creative things that we can potentially help move the needle on that. So what I am going to do today is I am going to briefly walk you through our current experience on our website for a typical visitor looking for a product demo. I will then switch over to the working prototype that I've put together and will explain in detail why I think those changes and those adjustments could potentially help us increase form completes. So I will use the Sales Cloud as the product example for today. So starting off on our home page, I will hover over products, click on the Sales Cloud, and typical user arriving on this page looking for information in a demo format would most likely hover over this image and click here where we have watch the demo, and they would see this light box if they have not filled out a form for some time. As we all know, as we have skip the form functionality enabled on most of our forms on the site. So if I'm a new user, I've never filled out a form on our site or haven't filled it out in the amount of time that we have allotted for skip the form, I would see this. So essentially what this light box is trying to do, or what this light box should be trying to do, is to make this registration process as painless as possible so we don't lose people. So we have this lead information come in, and we then switch over to the confirmation page for the user to consume the asset that they were hoping to consume. So there are a few issues here as we pull this up, and again thinking from the standpoint of a user who came to a product page and who's looking for product information in demo format. The first issue is that our main headline is watch as many free demos as you'd like, sign up only one time. If I'm a user who's seeing this for the very first time, I don't know what this means, especially since I will not see this again later on because I will have filled out this form. So every form from now on will skip. And not only do I not know what this means, I probably don't care. I'm not interested in whether I'm going to fill out more forms or not. I'm interested in watching a demo. So this is a little bit of a mismatched messaging here, and I think unfortunately it speaks about an issue that we used to have, which was the issue of no skip the form, of clicking on everything on the site and having to fill out your information over and over again. So since that has been resolved, I think it's silly for us to be so focused on that. I think our headline should be something about the Sales Cloud, or something about give us your information, we'll give you what you're looking for, we'll give you the Sales Cloud information. So that's, I think, issue number one. Second issue I will just cover very briefly. We've all been talking about this for a very long time, is just the length of our forms. There's a lot to fill out. The more forms, the more fields we have here, the more chances we have of losing people. Then moving over to the right side here, we have boost productivity with the Sales Cloud, see the top features of the Sales Cloud like chatter, customizable dashboards, and so forth and so on. This is good, but I think if you're trying to get someone to get through this page as quickly as possible, this needs to be shorter, it needs to be bolder, and it needs to be more impactful, and also trying to tie into, again, the mindset of the user, which is, I want to watch a demo, I don't want to read anything. Last but not least, we have a very, very small product screenshot here, which is good for branding. We have Sales Cloud, we have the cloud, but this is not even visually too much associated with the video that the user is going to see. So I think that there's quite a bit that we could do here. So switching over from what we have now to the working prototype that I've put together, let's use again Sales Cloud as the example. So this is a page that I've cloned so we can emulate the same user experience that we have folks going through on our site today. So again, I'm a typical user, I'm on the Sales Cloud product page, I want to watch a demo. I will hover over this image, I'll click on this image, and now this is the proposed new registration form for these product demos that I'm proposing here. So taking a again, dissecting it the same way that we've looked at the existing form, what I've done here is make the message more impactful, make it quicker, make it more punchy, and help the user go through the steps of what we want them to do. So watch the preview, fill out the form, get the full picture. Again, I'm not a copywriter. This is a working prototype. We need to work collaboratively with our talented creative team to work on this, but it's just to kind of give you a visual of what this should look like. So then coming down to the side, step 1, watch the preview. Boost productivity with the Sales Cloud, see top features of the Sales Cloud and how they keep any sales team on track to close more deals faster. So again, this needs to be reworked, but I pulled just a main message from the other form, just so it's about what you're going to see the features, you're going to keep your sales team on track, and you're going to close more deals faster. So very, very specific, not a 30-second elevator spiel, the 2.5-second. Then down here, what I've put together is I've kind of hacked together our current Sales Cloud demo, and I've put a screen at the very end that says fill out the form on this page to view the rest. So let me click on that so you can experience that.
We'll take a look at the Sales Cloud, the world's #1 sales app. Sales has always been about connecting with your customer, but connecting today is harder than ever because more and more customers are educating each other on social media. As a sales rep, you have less influence than ever before, and even if you are engaged, it's impossible to find what you need to close your deals. With the Sales Cloud, you can quickly connect with everyone and everything inside your company that you need to win, and always know what's important to your customers on their social networks. The Sales Cloud puts everything you need in one place.
So fill out the form on this page to see the full video. Again, it's the last frame here. YouTube switches back to the first frame. We could leave that on for much, much longer, so to the user it looks like it's just stopped on that last frame. And again, we need to work with our product marketing team to figure out when exactly should we cut the preview. We want to give them enough information so they're compelled to give us their information so we can capture that lead and they can get to the confirmation page, but also we don't want to give them too much that they either feel like they've seen enough or that that's not what they were looking for necessarily on that page. On the right side here, step number 2, fill out the form. First name, last name, email. Country and state are geolocated. They don't need to see that. Hopefully we can get to a point here internally that we can have these forms be much, much shorter. I think even visually this is so less daunting than the other example that we had, which is back here. So again, just making things very, very simple for the user, trying to really do justice to what they were trying to do, which was to watch a demo. So again, this is a working prototype. It needs to be polished, but I just wanted to put something that's visual and that's tangible in front of you so you can play with and so you can see the before and after, so to speak, emulating the same user experience. If you'd like to play with this on your own, this URL up here is live and it's working, and I'll leave that up for the next week or so. So feel free to go to that and check that out. And again, as always, I am available for any questions, and I would love to get the ball rolling on something like this and see if we can move the needle. Thank you so much.